we have a big problem out here. This is not a small issue. And it's my own doing because I didn't really plan accordingly. And a few years ago, I decided that I wanted to put in a sauna and a pond. And I think it looks great. It's a really beautiful, relaxing area, but here's the issue. There wasn't a ton of space out here, so when I started moving around dirt, when we started digging out this pond with an excavator, in my sort of short-sightedness, I definitely knew what I was doing was not the smartest move. But I also was like, well, what am I ever gonna use this barn for? Even if it damages the side of the barn, I'm just gonna pile up the dirt that's digging out of this pond on the side of this building. Yeah, I did that. I thought that it was just a problem to deal with in the future. I was never really gonna do anything finished in this space, so when I had, issues with potentially the bottom of the wood having water or rot, I could probably address it then. Which is like basically now, because now we're finishing off this beautiful building, and I went inside thinking that, hey, maybe it's not a big deal, maybe actually I'm just like exaggerating the fact that there's like literally 18 inches of dirt piled up on the side of this wooden building. So this insulation here is damp. It came from here. This is exactly where the dirt is behind here. And look at this. This wood is wet. The wood is still intact. It's actually solid without rot, at least yet, but it will rot and it will cave in eventually. All of that dirt there, all of that moisture sitting right on the outside of the building. Moisture kills buildings. And I did that to myself. And it's something that I have to address now before we finish this building, because if I don't, I'm gonna finish off everything on the inside and then I'm gonna have walls collapsing, rot happening, and it's gonna be a complete disaster. I have to now figure out what the solution is. That is a lot of dirt, and it's a big project to handle. Today's a big day at the Rex Hotel. We have our new general manager starting, and I'm also checking out the lodge and the spa and the progress that was made over the last few weeks, and meeting with our contractor to plan out the next steps. So first and foremost, before Kyle gets here, I wanna get a look at this space, and it has transformed since I've been here. And I gotta say, this is making me feel really excited because I can see what it's becoming. This area is gonna be a lodge, so everything here is gonna be a communal space for all the guests in the property, but not only that, it's gonna be like a waiting room. So you're gonna have couches over here in front of this big glass door. It's a pretty good sized space. It's gonna have things like breakfast and some cafe seating along the wall here. This is gonna be where the countertop, where breakfast service, continental style breakfast would be. You can see up there is like storage, but right beneath it, the hotel spa is gonna be through this door. When you walk into this spa, it's gonna be this like cozy cocoon because we dropped the ceiling in here, but then you're gonna have this massive window. This is gonna be a 12 by 8 foot tall accordion window looking directly into Promised Land State Park. By the way, this is not my doing. This was a race car shop for many years, and the contractors must have found that behind the walls and left it there as a joke. This is where the window's gonna be, like the entire stretch of this, looking out into the forest. It's gonna be epic. Here's the bathroom. This is gonna be the customer bathroom, so this is amazingly gross right now, but nice little bathroom size that's gonna be all decked out and super nice. This here is gonna be some counter right here for the cabinetry and countertop for the spa. This is a little closet right here. These walls here, by the way, for anybody wondering, these are thicker than 2x4, so this is gonna be packed out with extra insulation as well as some plastic acoustic barriers that are gonna make sure that the sound out here in the common space won't impact this space. This here is actually the sauna changing room, which has a door accessed on the other side where the sauna is currently. We're actually gonna take that changing room. We don't need that big space. It's gonna be a little small commercial kitchen. We're gonna put a door there into that other main room, and that's gonna enter into the small commercial kitchen. And we're gonna leave a door here so that employees will have access out as needed and maybe even take in deliveries here. Unfortunately, these contractors punched a hole in this from the outside. That is a loose board right there. And to directly over here is the spa. I should probably refinish this entire wall anyways because there's no insulation there and there's no soundproofing. And if that's the spa and this is the kitchen, we're gonna have to do something, so maybe that's not a big deal. The only downside is that this is still gonna be the changing room for the next few weeks as we figure out the plan, and I can't have a hole in that wall for people to see when they walk in here. This is gonna be a 12-foot high glass garage door. It's going to be stunning. The only downside is it looks just into this fence in the parking lot. Not ideal, right? On the other hand, the spa looks into the woods. What I have to think about here is how do I make this space here more of like a patio, cafe sidewalk seating and things like that. And what we can do now is with this big glass door sort of feeling integrated with this space out here, because even when it's closed, it's gonna feel integrated, and when it's open, it certainly will. This could be where tables and maybe umbrellas, or really a very activated space. The other thing would be trying to figure out how to activate more of landscaping along this fence line, so it's not just fencing, but maybe we have arborvitaes and some flowers and a really nice looking fence line instead of that. Sort of like what we have here at the sauna. So we have all these arborvitaes and a pond. We can sort of continue this landscaping style over into this area and sort of integrate this entire space. Also trying to figure out how to make the flow from the traffic from here integrate into it, because right now it was only for maintenance, so it doesn't necessarily have that flow that we ultimately need. Hey man.
How you doing, Brian?
First time here, right?
Yeah, like from the roadside,
yeah.
You just tell it looks nice, but then you pull around, you're like, wow, it's
yeah.
really, really nice.
For us to like truly stay like luxury or to not to stay luxury, to become luxury.
It's the details.
It's the details that matter, and like I wanted you to see it in sort of its current state.
Yeah, of course.
And then for you to see both the good, the bad, because it'll help you sort of like understand. It's not going to be like a immediate fix on all of this stuff. It's going to be managing it, right? It's going to be like keeping track of it and like, you know, figuring out how to slot in the time to fix things and like who to assign it to. So the luxury category, like I was saying, is like the positioning for us is like the Rex is the opportunity to go more into that, not less. Yeah. Like we've been sort of like, honestly, this has been on sort of autopilot, the Rex, right? But the real opportunity, we're actually looking at it right now. This here is where the spa is going.
Okay.
Doesn't look like much now, but I'll show you the inside. All right, so this is what is currently, I call it the barn, the boys call it the shop sometimes, but now it's gonna become the lodge.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really taking shape. There's a lot of things I got to figure out today, and that's what I'm going to be meeting with Alex about, which is going to be all about all the fixtures and the finishes, and you know what walls are going to be wood versus what should be drywall, where the appliances are going to go, what the sort of kitchen situation is going to look like. There's a lot of things to do, and we got to dial in all those details now, because to hit our plan of being able to open this summer sometime, having this building done, it's going to require me to start making decisions. And those decisions are going to be really done in the next 24 hours. Alex, Kyle.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
So this is kind of framed out.
Yeah, it looks good.
We got to get the HVAC figured out and what they need to do to get the air in and out. Moving this might be the move.
That's a lot of space, yeah.
And then everything can go, like your refrigerator can go in there. And then, you know, I think an under-counter fridge here, you're going to want it no matter what, because you're going to have yogurt and stuff like that with a glass door.
Yeah, for like actually guests to grab stuff. Yeah. A nice glass one with the countertop on top.
And then if next to it you have, you know, one that's just for your stuff. That's the stuff that you need to figure out for electric. So under here, my thought was to do like a little nook, so like bookshelf there and along the back wall. Like originally we talked about like bringing it out here, but then you have like all of that wasted space. I was thinking the same thing. It's too wide. I don't know if I'm gonna go with my original plan. My original plan was just gonna be having bookshelves, and what I realized about underneath the staircase is that it's super deep and we don't need all of this space. I think instead a propane gas fireplace right here. That would work there too.
Vented out the wall there.
Yeah.
And then all stone and tile work around it would be amazing.
The top of the unit can't be more than like here and then square it over. And
right. If I go the fireplace direction, what would you need from me here? Just like I would just get a fireplace and like the fireplace company would probably install it and you could do the finish work around it type of thing.
Yeah, that would be fine.
We're thinking a full wood accent wall on this wall all the way up to the top, and then continuing that wood all the way on the ceiling.
In the best case scenario, we would fasten 2x4s like perpendicular to the ceiling joists, and then use those to fasten the ceiling boards onto.
Our rooms have wood accent walls, and they're horizontal, and so if this wall is using the same wood, it's like a knotty pine.
Yeah.
It could match our aesthetic of the rooms. The lighting up here is going to be some LED recessed lights, right? To like be the main light source, but then we'll have a couple accent lights. Like I'm thinking sort of where the fan is, we'll have like a chandelier type of light.
Yeah.
And then, but then just like hand lights.
1, 2, 3, 4 there. You
Yeah.
have your hanging fixtures there. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 there.
Yeah, we should keep the pattern the same the whole way, I think. And then
the other thing is like your walls are tall, so you could do some wall sconces too.
And then floor, I was gonna do wood, but I think with all the wood, I'm sort of torn. I'm also like, should I just polish this? Like, would that look cool?
You might be able to polish it.
Oh, I could talk to my concrete guy since he's done it before.
Sure.
The electric, insulation, plumbing, HVAC, like your mechanical stuff is next step. So figuring out what you have where as far as countertops and appliances and things like that.
That's what Kyle's background is in F&B.
Yeah.
So he's gonna spec it out for us soon, and
Yeah.
we'll dial in those details
Walk
ASAP.
in there and get the vision,
Yeah.
vision board drawn.
Yeah.
drawn
We
out.
should get some measurements and start looking at the appliances
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Sure.
This was a tough winter at Promised Land. We had a ton of snow that just melted in the last couple weeks, and now we sort of look at the aftermath of all of that. So, not that this is a huge deal, but all of our parking petitions were sort of kicked out by the snowplow. So you got to get them all lined up to make sure that as we start to get a full house this summer, we're ready for the guests to come in. At first glance, the parking area looks pretty good, but there is some stuff that got pushed around by the plow. Over there, our fence is actually leaning over, probably got pushed over by the snow. But probably most disappointingly, these things got crunched up a little bit, which are my favorite sort of thing that I did 5 years ago when we built this place was these gabion planter boxes, which I hand stacked all these stones in there. I hope they can be salvaged, but it doesn't look that great. Again, these are the small things that really matter. The other thing that I'm really not a huge fan of at the Rex that I'm pretty sure we're gonna take the next step on and upgrade is this pathway. When I was figuring out what we were gonna do for a pathway here at the Rex, I wanted to get these stones because it was economical and I thought it would look good. These are like $2, $3 cement stones from Home Depot. And then we got this red gravel. I put in this partition here to keep the grass back, and it's just not easy to maintain and it's not a good look. The stone gets on the cement, and then it also gets uneven because the ground shifts. So we're reaching out to a concrete company and we're thinking about doing a proper sidewalk here. I think that'll actually elevate this space overall and make it really nice. This is not the look we want for people when they park and then they check in. So we gotta get this cleaned up over the next couple days because this is all the demolition from the inside of the barn. We have some of our new wood over here, which we don't want to throw away. And we also have a bunch more stashed back here. So all of this is basically becoming a junkyard. Trying to hide it, but as you can see, this is not a pretty sight. So I just reached out to Doug, who does all of our excavation work. And the only real solution that we can think of, because of the size of the space, we have to rip this out and get all the dirt and all the trees away from here. So that's gonna be probably not the easiest thing, but completely doable. And the benefit of that is that we're taking care of a pond that could be bigger, could be nicer. So basically, probably this whole area becomes the pond, right? So instead of it being like we gotta narrow it, actually. I'm really envisioning like the waterfall now when you walk in here.
On that side?
I think so, because you see it when you walk in instead of over there. We're gonna want all these rocks. You could just like maybe scoop them and put them over there and then dig this entire thing out and then scrape away from the building. I think we should probably remove the plants by hand first.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
For sure. But then what do we do with them for the time being?
do we take the first step on this section? Take these trees and we'll plant them there. I gotta say, this is probably the most exciting part of the Rex Hotel for me thus far, even though it's not an actual revenue generating guest unit. It's gonna be revenue generating in so many more ways than one. We've had this property for 5 years, and for those years, we've been really successful with the 10 units that we've had, but we haven't really maximized the amenities that we're offering our guests. This is the best way to do it because it's an existing building and we can create indoor common space as well as an amenity that we can charge people extra for, the spa. It's not gonna be easy, and it's got a lot of complexities to it, such as moving the pond literally in order to accommodate it. But at the end of the day, I think it's the exact type of thing that the Rex needs to become more of a destination and not just a passive place to stay, but an active place for people to come to. So stay tuned for more. Like, subscribe, follow along. You're gonna wanna see how this turns out.